Well, I have a light break here between rain, I think. I might have about a half hour till it starts to pour again, and that should be enough time for me to get the steak done and my vegetable done. And then I think I'm gonna start early. I've got everything I need to do my croissant rolls, although we're not gonna make them look like croissants. We're just gonna unroll them and then do them in that frying pan. But that's a neat little stove I wanted to show you. Most people you see use butane because they're hikers and they want to take lightweight equipment with them. You wouldn't want to take that thing with you because it's heavy and it's, of course, liquid fuel. But it really does a good job, and we'll see how it goes tonight. If I can do a better job than I did last night and not burn everything. I think we're going to get started on that now, just for sake of the rain and everything. Otherwise, I would do it at the last minute because the bread tends to get soggy, and it's best to eat it fresh. So let's see what happens next. Okay, I don't think I pumped this up earlier. So it's just like a Coleman fuel lantern. You put your fluid in there, Coleman gas or white gas, some people call it, and screw that on. Make sure that's screwed on tight. Don't ever take that off when it's pumped up. And then you pump up the side and lock it down. And when you're ready to use it, you can open up the valve and get it going. White gas is extremely explosive. It's just like gasoline. So when it's out in the open, don't get it anywhere near the campfire. Just be real careful with Coleman fuel or white gas. Now this has to warm up, and I believe it has to warm up this pipe that runs across the middle. That's actually fuel, and it heats that fuel up and helps it vaporize. And in a minute here, just like that little homemade stove that I made that you might have seen in my videos from last summer, once it heats up, it starts to vaporize the fuel, and you start to see that ring of more concentrated flames. Now it seems like you have more control. I guess you have more control over the fire and everything. But you can't go cranking it up right away. And I hesitate to crank too high on this. I bought this thing, I'll bet 30 years ago. And it got put off to the side and maybe used once. I don't even remember using it. But I dug it out recently thinking, you know, I could use that out here. It's hard to use. It's great to have that grill because you can move it up and down. But when you need to grill something, I think you need a stove like this. So I want to get this thing, I cleaned it out at home. I just wiped it out a little bit from last evening. It just had butter in it, or butter spray I should say. And I think this is mostly vegetable oil, which I think has a higher smoking point on it. So, oh, I'm losing control here. I don't want pepper spray in my food. I want butter spray. But I'm gonna just get this all covered up here. I'm thinking this will help it from sticking. And then the fun part for me, and I'm being sarcastic here, is trying to open this. It's nice they make these little tins, those little cans of croissants, but I have no idea how to open it. It says open here and there's a silver spot. You can't peel it up. There's nothing there. I don't get it. I don't get it. So that's where I start with the knife. And I get it in there and I try to make a cut up to the top. And then, I try to work quick and then it pops apart on me. So, I don't know. You tell me, is that the way you're supposed to open one of these up? I don't know. Anyhow, once we can get to the tasty insides, God, I love these. What you'll find if you unwind it is you'll find two rectangles that are cut into triangles. But we're just going to lay these puppies in here as rectangles. Unwind them like that. Hopefully that's in the frame of the camera. Try not to get them to stick to each other. It's not easy. And like I said last night, I had a tendency to burn these. Tonight I'm going to try to go a little bit slower with the process. We'll see how it goes. I also kept turning the flame. If you turn the flame down too low, you risk it going out. And then all of a sudden you'll be sitting here waiting for something to happen and you start to smell the fumes for the fuel coming up. And it's noxious, man. And then you have to start it back up again and be careful that you don't have a huge explosion from all the gas that's around you. Make sure you got a leather glove handy or something because the handle's going to get hot. So that seems to be going pretty steady. I'm just going to keep it in the middle right now. Then I might move it a little bit backward, a little bit forward to try and even out the heating. I'll bring you back in whenever we take a look at the underneath side. Well, I'm only a few minutes away from where I left you off, and I very carefully did one side, and I started to see a little smoke come up. They're not burnt, but they're a little dark. Much better than last evening. So I need to slow the whole process down. I'm going to try to turn this down and just monitor it burning for a few minutes because like I said last night, when I turned it down too low, it had a tendency to go out. And these are still cooking in the pan. They're still cooking. So, I just don't want to burn them. And they fluffed up real nice. So it's just like croissants. It's just not rolled up. And it is so nice to have bread with your meal out here. Okay. I'm just gonna see. Oh my, well, you know, maybe we don't have to go much further. Look at that. In that short period of time, those sat on the warm grill by themselves. That is a beautiful golden brown right there. I am just going to give them a little bit more of a heating. Maybe flip them around this way a little bit. Ah, so much better than last night. Okay, I know this isn't a cooking show, and I'm no cook, but I am proud of this. And there's my alarm for the steak. So the steak's been on for about 15 minutes. And these are now going to, I think they're just going to sit in there. I don't think they're at risk of burning anymore. I'm going to let them go right there. We can turn this off. Alrighty. I got to flip the steaks. Little pieces here. French cut beans with garlic and onions from a can. I don't think a spoon is probably the appropriate thing to eat this with. Let's see what it tastes like. Peas or carrot, or I had canned peas last evening. Peas or corn, or that Southwest corn would be better, I think, but still good. Oh, that looks good. I hear thunder. I hear thunder. Mmm. Mmm. I got that just right. What luck. Okay. I'm not going to make you watch me eat the whole thing here, but let's just get some sauce out. The best sauce. Some people don't like steak sauce at all. They think it's a sin. I think every steakhouse should offer as many steak sauces as are available. I'll let you pick. Because it's good by itself. But man, a good steak sauce to me makes a steak even better. Here we go. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. The bread is perfect. It stayed, I kept it in this warm pan with the paper plate on top, and it didn't get soggy at all. It's perfect. Look at that. Okay. Well, I'll leave you with that. I should be able to get my food in before the rain comes. Maybe the rain will pass us by. I don't know. I to hear thunder again. But I'll bring you back soon. Keep you filled in on what's going on. It's about 8:30. That's the last of the setting sun out there. I just looked at the radar and it looks like the storms are gonna maybe stay off to our south. And I think that's where the thunder sound's been coming from, out that way. But then a little later, around 10, there's another chance that it'll hit this way. But everything's kind of a nice orange glow. Very pretty, very calm. So I'm looking forward to another good night's sleep. Last night was fantastic. If it rains late tonight, it'll be even better. All right, I'll fill you in later if something happens. So the fire whistle down in Freeden's is going off. And there's a family of coyote that live along the same tree line that I'm camping on. Probably about 1,000 feet away. And they do not like the sound of that siren. They sound like pups. I've had packs of coyotes get back here very close to campsite about 3 times now. And they sounded like full-grown adults barking and howling and yelping at night. And it scares the shit out of you. I think mostly they stay, keep to themselves. Stay away from people. I don't hear them making any noise anymore. Okay, well that was an exciting moment. Well, it's a little bit after 1 a.m. now, and it got a little bit too cool and damp this evening for me to do the other video, the thing that I wanted to do, the ASMR stuff. I will do that in the very near future. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. And good night.